Welcome back, I am Frexistential, and we're playing Disco Elysium. We just spent the last episode talking to this a-hole. We gotta find another way into the harbor. Since he is not letting us through unless we become, a path that we don't want to walk. We'll just leave it at that. So let's continue to explore. Door's locked. Maybe Mr. Call Me Manana has some more insight for us.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
I've come to Marne's investigating a murder. I need to know what's behind these gates. I'm exploring.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful.
That simple? I just walk in?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Oh, yeah. What a fun guy.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist up there. Walk right past him,
Right.
then press the button to unlock the door,
Aha.
then go past him again,
Okay.
and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
For some reason, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that easy. Gotcha. I think I have some questions for you first. Well, I'll comment
Don't
there.
worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation,
Don't think I could.
or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview.
Mm,
Maybe it actually is completely impossible.
yeah, I mean, we discussed his worldview for quite some time, and that's not going to fly. Has anyone here ever bested him in physical confrontation? Has any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Okay. Has anyone bested him in physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Is that the name of my fists? Dexter and Sinister? I mean, I'm not a strong lad.
Sure.
I've come to Martinez investigating a murder.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
Not because I don't like justice, just I'm very lazy. It's actually very fun and easy. You're right, it's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure I'll never get it solved. I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe you want to help me solve it by telling me who did it. I'll do.
That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either.
We're best
I don't even know
friends.
what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
Call me Manana, you and I are eternal friends. The Measurehead thing didn't go well for me. Could you help me out with that somehow?
Sorry. Busy surveying the situation.
Takes a swig
I'm
from
sure
his
you'll figure
flask.
something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days.
Hmm.
Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right?
Wait. We have air support? Why don't you tell me? Tell me to Kim.
Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those other things.
I get it. Hush hush about the secret.
We don't have
technology.
regular support, let alone air support.
Something changes in his disposition. A merciful smile in the corner of his eye.
All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with
Tell me,
Jean-Luc
man.
out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however.
Okay.
First, don't fight him, obviously.
Yeah.
Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically, grove him. That's how I do it. You're welcome.
So, yeah, he just kind of...
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but Kim and I don't want to do that. We've ruled that out. I mean, we could do that. We're just not going to. Do you have any new information for me, giant angry man?
Right.
Other giant angry man?
Right to work. Shame on you.
You don't actually have any tips on how to punch a guy out, do you? Say a really big racist theory guarding a button?
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Okay. So, that's at least information that we can try to fight him, and maybe we won't just die. There must be some other things around. And hold on, I gotta open my window. It just got really hot in my room, in my apartment. God bless New York City radiators and steam heat. Oh, what's back there? Can I even... Yeah, I can't get to that.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
They're good, but... How are you? And
Hello
you-
again, my man. What's on your mind?
Him and Kami Manana, both cool dudes, both have mustaches. It's probably because of their mustache that they're so cool. What is this?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
I think you're right. I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
It's extrasensory perception. Whatever is in there holds a special significance. Maybe it's just a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in there. We'll do the extrasensory perception.
I agree. We should get someone from the remote viewers division here.
There's no need for sarcasm. I just feel strongly about it. That's all. Maybe it's not connected to the case, but still.
Oh. It might also be evidence. The mob could have disposed of something in there. We should get it open.
We should. And I have a feeling that this is the tool for the job. Can I hold this? Yeah.
This trash container is locked. The sliding
How do we get
lid-
the lock
We
open?
could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage,
Or
or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
so it's not the this, not the chain cutters. We'll see if the a-hole gives me a key. If not, we'll pry bar that SOB open. And the manager better be happy I'm asking him, because normally I wouldn't. I just pry it open because he's such an a-hole.
Can I help you?
Is a trash container at back yours? He's gonna give me some sarcastic answer.
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's
Well,
why.
I'm a
And the
hobo
neighbors
and a
too.
drunk.
They put their trash there, and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
Let us in.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
No it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me, and it isn't callous, it's common sense. I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
What if I told you I am a hobo, or soon to be one, rummaging through that trash? Will you keep me out too? Doesn't it seem callous you guarding even your leftovers from the poor? We need those keys. I am a hobo.
Yes.
But I need those leftovers to survive. Good call. So would I. Teach a man to fish.
Sir, I'm sorry the RCM is having financial trouble, but it's not this establishment's problem.
Doesn't it seem callous you guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard.
Maybe I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
No, wait. Whisper and point to the back of your head. What if I am Krasnikov?
We should return to this theory at a later time, officer. This here was about the trash container.
Right. We need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
Perhaps.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Goodbye. I mean, I'm running around with like a bag of trash. Now time to eat some garbage sandwiches.
This trash container is locked.
Open the
sliding
padlock
lid
with the
has a
key.
padlockless. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
No, we should.
Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Did I just have a premonition that there's something in there? Didn't I? Open the lid. Another time, maybe. Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Got a skill point.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Gross. Look under the boxes of carton, pick at the rags, search the food waste, dig in Hobocop style for extra content.
Wow, an armistice caliber 50 knock cannon, half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
What's a knock cannon?
It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however.
That all sounds not real.
And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000, easy. Unless
Whoa.
you're into hi-fi yourself.
I am into hi-fi, but I would sell that.
No, you won't, because none of those things are real. They're not actually in there.
I knew it.
All you see is food waste and crisp wrappings.
A cruel jest. There must be something.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Ugh, I don't want to take the mug.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. I didn't want to take it. It was the only option, Kim. They didn't give me the option to not take it.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Okay. I don't think you can do that now, though. No. Look under the boxes of carton.
You see Milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
Familiar? Oh my god.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles.
Turbo
Nothing of
noodles.
note, however.
Pick up the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Huh.
Drop them in here, officer.
Lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Hey, we got some evidence.
These are marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks at the container. Into the container.
that is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
That's all I think.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them in here. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods toward the red-headed boy behind him. I'd advise against confronting that force. I don't understand what that means. Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here. You think maybe someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Okay.
The fuck's he on about, kids? Hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
He thinks you're a little infant baby.
See?
Okay.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Search the food waste. We haven't done that yet.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey.
But hey?
Nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
Okay.
What's this?
Elbows out. There's nothing more here. What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels.
Come here, a badge?
It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
My badge?
Something larger. A clipboard.
Ah.
A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
A man.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, it can't be. I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
It must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. Yeah.
Well,
he doesn't know what to say.
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
I don't know, man. That sounds like an order. I don't take those. I'll say nothing.
It will also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Anyway, where were we?
Alright, Mr. Notey McNote Taker. The lieutenant peers into the trash container where sake cartons and rags stink uninvitingly.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select
Alright,
the
yeah, I know.
Interact tab
The
to read your
racist mug
paperwork.
and the clipboard. Interact with them, please. I'll close
The
the lid.
container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Open the lid again. No, we'll leave. Interact. We'll do the ledger first. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged and start keeping notes on the case. Use interact button in inventory to inspect the book. Interact?
It's the ledger
Yeah.
you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Better urinal cleaner than urine, or urine, as this guy would pronounce. Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clip.
How embarrassing.
It's a metaphor for you.
Thanks, game.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Smell the ledger. Browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs.
Right.
Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
There was a naming convention here. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? The naming
Yes,
convention.
It appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. I don't wanna.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar Parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout.
Well, I mean, I am investigating on murder now. It seems to be my forte.
You like this grimy murdering, don't you?
This dude.
It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why's that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have a case named the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Hey, Kim, maybe we have more in common than you've been letting on this entire time.
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died.
Jesus Christ,
work,
Kim,
Mr.
that's
Smith.
dark. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body.
Yeah.
Interview the cafeteria manager.
Cross out the ones you've already
A
finished.
satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done, and things already done.
Yeah, there's something really
composition of
satisfying
reality.
about crossing things off a
This
checklist.
is an extremely useful
little piece of
tool for a
dopamine every time you
detective
do
of
it.
the Citizen's militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you named their case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man, The Furies Are at Home in the Mirror, The Setting Sun, Shit on a Stick. Actually, I don't have one. We'll do The Furies Are at Home in the Mirror.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest. I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also,
It's obviously he doesn't like it.
could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
A good normal name? Alright, Kim, if you're gonna push me to be normal. Sometimes you want me to be wacky and weird. Other times you want me to be normal. Kim, make up your mind. How about the Hanged Man? You'll like that
Great.
one.
That's great.
Great,
That's actually what I
great.
was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
This is the happiest Kim has ever been.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I'm done with these close the case files.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
If we're gonna do logic, we need to smoke some cigarettes, but not right now. Maybe when we smoke our cigarettes to do something else, we can kind of bang this out too, like, you know, two birds, one stone. We'll inspect the toilet paper, I guess. We'll do the yellow papers, and hopefully it's like a yellow pad of paper and not like just piss papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
What type of forms?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Yeah, misconduct fine. How much?
Monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork.
All
The
right,
details
station
of
call.
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Okay, with the field
A dozen
autopsy.
pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
I mean, I'm not a coroner. I'm just like I'm just a
Color
guy.
of irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Mighty. Enough of this.
Yes,
These.
all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess.
I can give out
You
tickets
feel
now. Just like a real cop.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Okay, inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger across the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, Lieutenant, what's this?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Kind of
It
information.
depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
For example?
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks.
Huh.
Mine too.
Alright, good to know.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all, thanks.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Alright, inspect the toilet paper. I don't really want to, but here we go.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Leave it there, it's cool. Maybe it's kitchen tissue. We know it's not. We both know it's not kitchen tissue.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila. The ledger now looks marginally better.
Okay, look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with.
Jeez.
The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters RCM.
I mean, you said blue, but...
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Weird. Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
Alright, let's see if we could pop it open. Nice.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, slowly...
Those hands. Those hands.
The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know...
Fuck no, put the ledger away. No, slide it open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's
Two
in there?
ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
2 tickets to paradise. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. Jeez. That seems random. Among these other options. Pick up the ticket stubs. Pick up the card. Not doing that one. Close the permeables compartment. Pick up the ticket stubs.
Two octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it?
It smells of chewing gum. apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol.
Probably not gonna make me
dusting
happy.
the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Let go.
What was that? Throw the card in the wind. Hold on to it. Read the card. What was that?
Frisson covers your entire body. A feeling of cold. A persistent chill.
Alright, read this card.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Alright, keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always come back to it.
Alright, so far so good, right?
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
Uh-oh.
You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
I just lost the ledger.
No. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall. Game over. I mean, that might be game over.
There is nothing.
I died. No. No. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and load, and hopefully we weren't too far back from the last time it saved. But yeah, if you enjoyed watching the video, feel free to give me a like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Give me that engagement, leave a comment. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and if you're watching on YouTube, we will see you tomorrow.